Hey, witches.
Hello, welcome back to another folklore. Today we are talking about Japanese creation myths.
Yeah, we are.
There are three parts to this. I took part one, Brandy's got the rest. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So, this first one is about um what is it? The divine couple in the birth of the islands. So this is about the Izanagi and Izanami. Um, so when the world was still a swirling, formless sea, the heavenly gods gathered and realized something was missing, a land where life could take root. So they entrusted this task to two deities, Izanagi and Izanami, a divine pair whose names mean he who invites and she who invites. Very similar to the first part of Adam and Eve. It's very similar. They were given a sacred spear, the Ame no Nuboko, and sent to the floating bridge of heaven. From this high vantage point, they dipped the spear into the churning waters below. As they lifted it back up, droplets fell from the tip and solidified. These droplets became the first island, Onogoro. Uh, Izanagi and Izanami descended to this new island, built a great pillar, and performed a ritual circling around it. Their union brought forth more islands, and then the kami of winds, trees, mountains, and rivers. Japan itself, in this mythic worldview, is not just a land, it is the body of the gods. So that's kind of the first story on how the islands itself came to be. Is that a
Here,
cat?
here he comes.
He's like, oh, love, attention.
He just woke up from his nap and decided he needed to come over here and get some attention.
um,
Where did you go? Oh, there.
and mind you, I talk really fast, so I do apologize if this is going to be a 10-minute episode.
It's fine.
um, okay. The next story is the birth of fire in the first tragedy. Now, we have seen in previous folklore that there is always, not always, let me rephrase that. There's usually two people who are important to the creation of the world. Christianity, it's Adam and Eve. In Japanese folklore, it's two union. It's a couple of deities that are in a union. All of that. Um, there is a very common, theme amongst a lot of these, like in Japanese, not Japanese, but Egyptian folklore and in Norse folklore, all of that. And tragedies. There's always some giant tragedy in there. Oh my god, stop. He's so cute. Um, okay, anyways, the birth of fire in the first tragedy. Creation is never without cost. When Izanami gave birth to Kagutsuchi, the fire god, the flames burned her so severely that she had died. This is one of the earliest examples in Japanese myth where creation and instruction have been intertwined. Fire brings warmth, industry, and life, but it can also consume. Izanagi, devastated, lashed out in grief and killed Katsuguchi. Did I say that right? Kagutsuchi. From the blood of the slain fire god, more deities emerged, a reminder that even destruction can seed new beginnings. And that's the thing too. So when I was in agriculture classes, there was a time and a place where we were actually able to take a fire course, and we would go to a field and they would do planned burns to help prevent wildfires. And then after that, new seed would grow. And not that it would be better than the year before, but
Isn't that
the
in, like, one of the, like, Land Before Time or no, The Lion King.
oh, yeah, after Scar's destruction, like, the land
Yeah,
grows back really, really well. Yeah.
and there's, like, a part where they put their paw on it, and there's, like, a little green plant where there was fire. That might be in The Lion King too.
I know, I think that's Land Before Time.
Is it Land Before Time?
Because I not that I never watched it, I did watch it, but, like, it made me sad as a kid, so, like, I never wanted to watch it.
I was
And
always obsessed with dinosaurs, always.
and, there's, like, a scene where Littlefoot, I think it is, puts his foot in the thing of his mom's footprint, and when he steps it back, there's, like, something in there.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
yeah. I knew it was one of those 2.
Yeah. But anyways, so basically, new beginnings can come from destruction, which is like a nice little like reminder in everyday life. It's going to be hard to, think about it. My nephew just responded to my text. He goes, "What the fuck?" Uh, anyways, um, okay, but Izanagi's heart was fixed on one thing, killing his kid. Of course, I'm just kidding. Was fixed on one thing, bringing Izanami back. Um,
Can you
and
hear
the
him
next
purring?
kind of, it sounds like you have a fan on, but if that's
No,
him, then
that's chaos. There's
yes.
no fan in here.
God, he's loud. Oh, now I really hear him. Yes. Okay. So the next part of this is called Descent into Yomi. Is Izanagi traveled to Yomi, the land of the dead, determined to retrieve Izanami. Yomi is not a fiery hell or a place of punishment. It's a shadowed realm of stillness and stagnation. Once you enter, you don't return unchanged. This kind of reminds me of like Dante's Inferno. Like when you get to the very center of hell, it's like no, it's just cold, it's stagnant, nothing seems to be alive. It kind of also is giving I mean, that's exactly what Dante's Inferno was about, going in there for a loved one. But it kind of reminds me of the like Hercules,
Yeah,
like
how
the
he goes in and,
Greek,
like, brings her back out.
but he's going in one way and he kind of becomes changed while he's in there. Yeah. Um Izanagi found Izanami in the darkness and begged her to come home.
My bad.
Rude.
Got some cat hair on my nose.
Allergies. Um she told him she wanted to, but she had already eaten the food of Yomi and could not leave.
That sounds like Hades and Persephone.
Persephone. Um Still, she promised to ask permission from the rulers of the underworld, but only if Izanagi waited without looking at her. Of course he looked. And in that moment, he saw that death had already claimed her. Her body was decayed, crawling with spirits of rot. Horrified, he fled, and Izanami, enraged by his betrayal, chased him to the very mouth of Yomi. He sealed the entrance with a massive boulder, cutting the two of them apart forever. Izanami vowed to kill 1,000 people every day. Izanagi responded that he would create 1,500 more. This exchange becomes a mythic explanation for the cycle of life and of death. Wow, that's poetically sad. Um, and then the last part of the creation stories I'm going to cover is called The Purification and the Birth of the Three Great Kami. After escaping Yomi, Izanagi felt polluted by death. He performed a ritual cleansing called misogi, which means washing away the impurities of the underworld. Not means, that's basically what it is. As he washed his face, three powerful deities were born. Amaterasu, who is the goddess of the sun, Tsukuyomi, god of the moon, Susanoo, who is god of storms and seas. I think fuck, the Amaterasu is the like red sun, like the symbol of the red sun.
Mm.
I have no idea. That just came to me. I feel like I read that somewhere. If I am wrong, I apologize. I talked out my ass. Um, okay. So these two were born of Izanagi after he cleansed himself after leaving Yomi. These three children became central figures in the myths that follow, especially Amaterasu. God damn it. Amaterasu and Susanoo. No O. New O. God, fuck. No O.
Which they were born from his eyes, right?
I don't know. Didn't tell
So
me.
mine says Amaterasu was born from his left eye, and Tsukuyomi was born from his right eye.
Well, that's why you're covering part 2 and 3.
No, okay.
I don't know. It didn't explain like which body parts they came from. It just said that it came of them. I would assume like the face itself.
Yeah.
Um, what is it? Uh, so Amaterasu and Susanoo has a rivalry that actually shapes like the next era of the world. So purification here isn't about washing away dirt, it's actually about restoring that balance, returning to clarity, creating that space for new beginnings. And in Shinto practice, masogi um, and purification rituals actually remain essential, echoing this story in present time. Cool.
Yeah. So part 2 or section 2 starts with that as well. Um, like, so we're officially in Divine Family Drama now, right? Because
Hmm.
you were just talking about how they have like a rivalry. You know, because when you're born from a god washing his face after a journey through the land of the dead, shit's gonna get weird. Um, so after Izanagi escapes Yomi, he does the purification ritual, which is basically washing his face. Um, which apparently is like a very Shinto thing. Purification equals creation, like it's a common theme. And these three aren't minor gods. They are it says they're basically the cosmic management team. So Amaterasu was born from Izanagi's left eye, and she becomes the goddess of the sun, light, order, and life itself. Um, she's luminous, steady, nurturing, but she's also authoritative, and she rules the heavens. Tsukuyomi was born from the right eye, like you said, god of the moon, night, and time. And he's a lot quieter in the myths, or I think it's a he. Anyway, um, but he's more reserved and distant and kind of cold. And like, there's a reason that the sun and the moon don't spend much time together anymore because they're very different. And then the more chaotic Susanoo, who was born from Izanagi's nose, which somehow explains everything. um, God of the storms, seas, and wild disorder. Very much giving Loki energy, emotional,
Yeah.
impulsive, destructive, very powerful, embodies nature's untamed side. So, a lot of times floods and tempests are, um, attributed to him having a divine tantrum. So we've got
Same,
order,
buddy.
right? We've got order in Amaterasu, um, distance and like aloofness with Tsukiyomi, and absolute menace in Susanoo. Um, which honestly makes him a pretty balanced trio. Um, so
Gotcha.
Susanoo is supposed to rule the seas, but instead, like I said, he kind of spirals. He cries constantly. He frequently refuses his duties, and he causes widespread destruction. Um, so when he goes to heaven to say goodbye to Amaterasu, she's like, "You're being sus. Like, what's happening?" Um, and because she's the goddess of order, right? And he's
Hmm.
never given emotionally regulated. So they perform a ritual to prove his good intentions, but very on brand, Susanoo loses control. He trashes her rice fields, destroys the sacred spaces, throws a flayed horse into her weaving hall. Um, he just throws a divine tantrum, like I said earlier. Um, and Amaterasu, being a divine female in the time period, does the most dramatic thing possible and hides in a cave. Mind you, she is the sun, so her hiding in a cave is a big deal. Because without the sun goddess, the world goes dark. The crops fail, chaos spreads, and the rest of the gods respond as you would expect them to by throwing a giant party.
Hmm.
There's music, laughter, dancing, and a mirror placed outside the cave. And she peeks out, Amaterasu peeks out because she's like, "What is this noise?" And she sees her own reflection, um, which gives her the strength to step back into the world. Um, which
Good for her.
honestly says a lot about like reflection, beauty, and identity. Because she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a bad bitch," and she comes out. And it says a lot about mirrors too, because remember that because mirrors matter later. So we love a good redemption arc. Susanoo does get a redemption arc. After being exiled from heaven for throwing a holy tantrum, he encounters a family of humans being terrorized by an eight-headed serpent. Now I have the pronunciation for this, but I'm still going to butcher it, so bear with me.
Fuck, I had the
Yamata.
pronunciations and I fucked it up.
So this is Yamata no Orochi. Yamata no Orochi. Um, eight-headed serpent monster.
Nice.
Susanoo tricks this serpent by getting it drunk, slaying it, and from its tail he pulls a legendary sword called Suganagi or Kusanagi, which I think you talked about already, maybe? Question mark.
Not Susanagi.
Okay.
I
But
I didn't
that
talk about Susanagi at all.
okay, that's going to become important later. But this moment kind of reframes Susanoo, um, not just as chaos, but also a force that can counter chaos. So storm gods destroy, yes, but they also clear the way. Um, so section 3, Ninigi descent and her and imperial lineage. So now that cosmic balance is
Lineage.
mostly restored, huh?
Lineage.
Did I say
Lineage?
lineage? Lineage?
Lineage? Lineage? Like
Pretty sure
descendants?
it's lineage.
It's lineage.
Yeah, yeah. Did I say lineage the first time? Oh, listen, I'm just
I was
reading
like, hold
phonetically.
on, what? All right,
Lineage.
Emily. That's the
Anyway,
shit
now
I
that
would
cosmic
do.
balance is mostly restored, Amaterasu makes a decision that shapes Japanese history forever. She sends her grandson,
Badass bitch moment.
right? She sends her grandson, Ninigi, God damn it, Ninigi no Mikoto, down from the heavens to rule the earth. Does that sound familiar? A deity sending their descendant down to rule earth? No? Okay.
This is very triggering.
um, and this is not symbolic at all. It's very literal. She literally sends her grandson to Earth. Um, this event is called Tenson Korin, which means the descendant of the heavenly grandchild. Before he goes, Amaterasu gives him three sacred objects known as the imperial regalia of Japan. First, the mirror. Remember that mirror from earlier,
To
which
the mirror.
symbolizes wisdom, truth, and self reflection. This was the same mirror used to lure Amaterasu from the cave. Second, that sword we just talked about, Kusanagi, representing courage and strength. And third, a jewel called Magatama, symbolizing benevolence and divine legitimacy. So basically, rule wisely, rule bravely, rule justly. Amaterasu tells Ninigi the mirror represents herself, and to honor the mirror is to honor the sun goddess. So Ninigi descends to Earth, his lineage continues, and eventually his divine line becomes the Japanese imperial family. Does that sound familiar?
Ah,
um, so the emperor isn't just chosen by the gods, he comes from them and is descended from them. Um, this myth provides divine legitimacy for the emperor for centuries. So it's basically political theology. Um, And so, what makes these myths so powerful is that they're still alive. They're not frozen in the past. You still see Amaterasu in shrine rituals, seasonal festivals, and symbols of renewal. You see Susanoo in storm imagery, anime antiheroes, and chaotic trickster figures. And Tsukuyomi is quietly haunting in the background, like the moon always does. Um,
lingering.
These stories shape modern Shinto rituals, ideas of purity and balance, and even modern pop culture, from anime and video games to imperial ceremonies that still reference divine descent. Um, and they remind us that mythology isn't just about gods, but it's about how people understand order, chaos, identity, and the natural world, and how those stories keep evolving. So, these myths aren't relics, they are living narratives, still shaping the culture thousands of years later.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
like when like a culture is still wrapped around like the original deity and it's like not changed by things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
And I'm sure
I
that
think
like some of their rituals have probably changed over the years, but like
yeah,
their rituals are still based around those original myths.
I think that's really dope.
Yeah.
Good for them.
So
But
that is the end of our creation myths.
and
And
what are we covering next time?
ooh, I don't know.
Probably something. We're covering something.
uh
I meant to have this ready. I apologize, guys. I apologize. Okay.
episode
So
3. We're going to be going more detailed. Or wait, spirits and yokai, it looks like, I think.
mm, mhm.
Which we've already talked about some of them, but
Yeah.
in our cryptid episodes, but we'll go back through them.
Yeah. Yeah, because we did the beginning of the gods and all of that.
Yeah.
Um, ow. Cool. Okay, well, that is creation crea God, I did a whiteout for a second. So that is creation myths of Japanese mythology. So until next time.
Bye.